Arthur Mondale with WPTV News Channel 5. This is a look at our studio here at the intersection of Banyan and Australian. I'm feeling really good right now. First of all, I'm the last person to do one of these for 2020, and I'm looking forward to 2021. My question to you folks, do you have your calendar for 2021? And then, if you don't, what kind of calendar do you want? Project 12, an amazing calendar featuring the 12 Black men making moves right here in South Florida. And right now, I want to bring on the publisher of Project 12, Ms. Shenetria. She's also the CEO of She Holdings LLC. Look at golden, my leaf of golden sunshine, taking us in. What do you need the ball for when we get to it? Okay. So I don't think people understand this release. It's huge. If we can play a little bit of the video of the actual release, this is a formal, it's very rare that you get a lot of people packed in the Kravis Center for a calendar release party. That's really what it is. But then beyond just the release party, it's where the money goes. The money goes toward scholarships. It goes toward daycare services, anything to enrich and help Black males age 10 through college. Look at that. Standing, you deserve the applause in real time. Tell the people watching at home how you developed Project 12, because there's a spiritual reason. The fishers of men. Let's talk.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity, Arthur. I'm so excited and I'm really humbled by the opportunity. Well, it actually happened. I remember the day, I remember the hour, and I remember the place. It was Wednesday, May 14th in 2014. I was attending service in Fort Lauderdale at the Faith Center, where the pastor is Bishop Henry Fernandez. It was on a Wednesday night for Bible study. And Pastor Bishop Hernandez was out of the country, and his assistant was actually, who I honored in the first edition of Broward last year, was actually doing the service. So to make a long story short, it's just like when you go to the movies and you see all the credits at the end. Right before my eyes, in the middle of that service, I saw, and then there were 12. And I'm like, what? And God spoke to me and said, I want you to do a calendar highlighting positive Black male leadership. He said, I want it to be from men all walks of life, not just CEOs and entrepreneurs. I want it to be of good teachers, good fathers, good husbands, people that are good husbands. Of course, we need the ones that are leading the companies, the CEOs, good doctors, good attorneys. So what you're going to find in this publication, good community leaders, is good pastors. You're going to find a diverse group of men from all walks and all spheres of influence in this publication. And I got to tell you, one of the big things, one of the most rewarding things is they develop relationships that they otherwise never would, because they're outside their regular group of a circle of influence, but we're bringing them together so they develop new friendships.
Okay. And to get our viewers up to speed on the importance of this, you did this for 6 years, 7th year, but because of it, you couldn't have that event at the Kravis Center. So you said to yourself, we have to do it somewhere, because the events that happened during the summer of 2020 was your motivation. Let's talk about the 10,200 social justice demonstrations and protests. 95% of them, according to research, positive. Everyone doesn't see it that way on many sides. Let's talk about what fueled you to say we still have to release this year's calendar.
Well, I've spoken with some of my friends and some of my business colleagues, and I would have easily been forgiven if I did not put out this publication this year. Rightfully so. We're in the middle of a pandemic. But after the very essence of why this publication exists is what was displayed this year out of any other year, more so this year. I can't count the times that I've literally cried for someone else's son or father or brother because of the things that we've always assumed happening, but we've got to see it on the big screen TV or the big screen movie screen this year. And it was just so disheartening. I said, I have to do it this year. And as far as support and sponsorships, normally I'm able to go in and I'm able to sit down and I'm able to do presentations. And because of COVID, I know we have some digital. Sometimes that one-on-one interaction works a lot better. But you know what? I said, I'm going to make it work because it is needed this year more than any other time ever.
Okay, to get our viewers up to speed, this is how Shenetria is going to unveil this. Instead of having the 1,000 people in the Kravis Center, you're going to do a drive-in award ceremony at John Prince Park starting at 3 p.m. on Saturday. And then you're going to unveil the 12 Black men in Broward and the Black men in Palm Beach who are deserving of being in that calendar to the public. Again, the proceeds are supporting scholarships and other enrichment programming for Black males age 10 through college. Okay, I want to bring in past recipients. It's very important. Mr. Lewis, get on here. Bruce Lewis, I want you on here. The 2016 recipient. Tell me, how did the summer of 2020 that Shenetria brought up, what was the motivating factor? Do you believe it changed anything? What's your opinion?
Well, absolutely. I think it changed something. It changed the volume of something that we have been saying for centuries. And the fact that there was a really public execution that ignited it is what triggered it. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I lived one block south of 38th and Chicago Avenue. So I know what that city is all about. I know what has happened in the past there. The saving grace for me, I think, was that at the time the Black population was less than 2%, but it was a very liberal state. And I had access to a quality education and good jobs during my upbringing. My parents were educators. So it absolutely turned up the volume and it caught fire. So I have a particular pride that I carry around in my badge of a Black man saying this really elevated in my hometown. And the relevance of it all has just really ignited around the entire world, not just the United States. So yes, the volume has been turned up. Now I want to see some, instead of the dialogue, I want to see some policy change, and I want to see some real change for African American males and African American people.
Yes, you want to see the narrative change. And to our viewers, I have these questions for you. Do you believe that social change has come from the protest? That's question one. Question two, how would you describe race relations post-summer? Question three, how would you describe race relations in Florida? Question four, how important is representation politically and socially? I really want y'all to really resonate on those questions and tell me, how do you think the calendar stirs that debate, raises that question? Representation matters.
Well, I just wanted to say, I would like to say, I think the what do we call them? The peaceful protests. I feel like there was a positive change. I think it created some unity in a lot of ways. And I want to elaborate on that. I feel that even those Afro-Americans that were in comfort zones became uncomfortable because they realized, yes, I may live a certain means or a certain lifestyle, maybe like the Tyler Perry's or the Oprah. This was a global, we were in a pandemic, but we were also in a pandemic in another way. So I feel that a lot of people came out of their comfort zones. They joined forces. They put their boots on the ground and made the change whenever they could, whatever sphere of influence that was available. I know I participated in a couple of peaceful marches myself, and I'm very proud that I had that opportunity. I saw that a lot of them brought their loved ones, their children, and I really feel like at the end, we didn't want these things to happen, but I feel like they have created some sense of unity among Afro-American people.
Mr. Lewis, can you please tell me the same thing? At the same time, even working in media, I understood the motivations behind the protests and demonstrations, but I did not understand as a reporter why we needed to put the word peaceful in front of something that already was about something peaceful and unifying and not divisive in the state of Florida. Mr. Lewis, can you please tell me your opinion on race relations in Florida?
Well, I'm a Midwestern boy. Went to school in the Midwest and worked professionally in the Northeast, and now I'm a business owner in the South. And race relations here, have been, a struggle. Some of the most prominent civil rights movements have taken place here in the South. The South is known throughout the world for having the worst tenor of race tensions, racial tensions. But the other part of my answer really speaks to Ms. Moore and her idea of Project 12. I love the spirit and the intent of Project 12 because it puts African American males in a positive light. I lost my father when I was 9. I had 2 male mentors take me under their wings and teach me how to play tennis. That was got me through college. Mm-hmm. And in turn, what I've done is to mentor 36 African American males over a 30-year period of time. And so what we have to do as Black men is to realize that, yes, there are obstacles, racial overtones, racial tensions that run rampant, probably at another intensity level in the South than any place else in the country. And we really have to be cognizant of how we deal not only as African-American males, professionals, and the like, but how we are portrayed to the younger generation of youth coming up now. And so I kind of put my money where my mouth is and give my time and efforts to instill upon our young men to be productive citizens in this part of the country.
And speaking of productive citizens, it's now time to bring in Jacoby Waters, the founder and CEO of Young Men of Distinction. These are young men for the first time, inspired by that calendar, and they do a lot of community service projects. They did a lot this December. Jacoby, tell us the impact of positive Black male leadership on your organization.
I would say the positive impact has been very inspiring to these young men to be able to see such people that they can be able to touch, they can be able to see and interact with these young men that's in this calendar. It was a great privilege last year to be a guest and be able to see the recipients of last year's calendar. And it's also an honor and a privilege to be there this year to see such great African-American men that are pillars in the community, not only in Palm Beach County, as well as in Broward County. So for my young men to get exposed to such great positivity is something very major for them.
Because you said this is not just a calendar. It's not just something that hangs on the wall. You said it's a blueprint and a tool. That's what you told. Because let me tell you, folks, if you really want to know what it takes to put out this calendar tomorrow, between 5 and 6, I got a whole story running to promote this event, to showcase what this event is about, this release. It's not just a calendar. There's a 365-day-a-year mission inside. Jacoby, expound on that more.
So it's, like I said, to see influential Black men every month of a 12-month period is something I want these young men to aspire to be able to achieve greatness. They don't necessarily have to be an athlete. They don't necessarily have to be an entertainer. They could be a great father. They could be a great husband. They could be a pillar in the community. So this calendar is not only a calendar. I look at it as more so of the blueprint for these young men to be able to follow for many generations to come.
Yeah, and then Shenetria, you say the purpose of this also, it's tangible. You said they'll never meet, likely. I mean, they might, but you
You,
know,
Arthur,
LeBron James and go ahead, yeah.
yeah, just like Jacoby was saying, it's tangible. They see these people. And I've heard these comments from a few of the gentlemen. They've never seen a Black anesthesiologist, but they read about one in the calendar, or they've never seen attorneys that have made partner. Sometimes if they can't see it, they don't believe they can achieve it. And we have had, we've just had, like I said, we've had a lot of trailblazers here in Palm Beach County. We've had the guy who won the gold medals right there in Rio was right here in our calendar in 2017. We've had some phenomenal men that we've covered. And again, we got good husbands who support the family and their wives in this calendar. We got good fathers who are just instrumental in their children's lives. And Arthur is an even playing field for all of the men in Palm Beach County. It's so funny now, and I shared this with Bruce. I got people, how can I get in that calendar? How can my husband get in that calendar? And that brings up another point. I have a council, and the council and myself, we make nominations, and then once we submit all the nominations, we vote. It's old school. You get the vote, you get in. And I know people find that hard to believe because it's your calendar. Yes, but the system that I have set up, it is set up on a voting system. Whoever gets the majority of the votes are the top 12 persons that get in the calendar.
Yes, I like the innovation and the ideas that you definitely have brought to this calendar. I know Shenetria, you're from Atlanta. Mr. Lewis, you are from
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. That's it. And I'm from DC. Jacoby, you're from
Riviera Beach, Florida, born and raised.
Look at that. But I'm gonna say it takes a community and diversity of thought, because Black folks are not a monolith. People think that very different based on age, where we're from, even gender. We think very, very differently. But you see that in this calendar to inspire the next generation. My last question to all of you. Do you think there will ever come a day when we don't have to put out this calendar? Shenetria, I know you're the publisher. I respect you. But do you think when that day comes?
Well, again, Arthur, I was brokenhearted this year because of what I saw. So here we are 7 years. I'm thinking things are going to get better. And this year really showed how much of a setback we were really at. So, you know what? I said it once, strong men, strong foundations, strong families, strong individuals, strong fathers. It's going to always be a need for the calendar, I believe. I just hope that the need does not increase in such a fashion as we've seen this year. I'm so grateful that we were able to get this out for this year because it was so needed. It's a lot of work. It's truly a labor of love. We also, I wanted, before the other guys answer the question, we have 3 humanitarian awards. Last year, we awarded the 3 attorneys, Ms. Adrienne Ellis, Alexia Scott, and Mr. Hernandez, who brought Court Jones to justice. This year, we have Senator Bobby Powell, the Black nurse practitioners of Palm Beach County, and Miss Kitty London. They're all getting special awards. We got Broward coming up because of the COVID. We had 2 separate receptions last year. This year, they're all coming up so that everybody can be socially distanced and have a safe celebration in the comfort of their own vehicle, tuning into the radio station. So I feel like we're gonna need it. I just hope the need is not as great as it is today.
All right. And so right now, I want to remind the public, in order to get their hands on the latest unveiling of the Project 12 calendar, John Prince Park,
right there.
That's it. John Prince Park, 3:00. We do have the link on our website where you can buy your tickets, although they will be able to get entry if they pay on the lawn at the gate. You want to go through the Congress Avenue entrance because John Prince Park is very big. Congress Avenue entrance, and just come and celebrate the accomplishments of the 12 Black men in Palm Beach and Broward County who deserve it. I want to thank you all very much. I appreciate it, and Happy New Year to you. All right. Take care, everybody.
Thank
All
you.
right. See ya.
Thank you. Happy New Year.